Tarek CHERKAOUI, the manager of the TRT World Research Center. He joins me in the studio. How dangerous of a situation are we in now? We have the U.S. on the brink of war with Iran, and at the same time, there's no one in charge at the Pentagon, plus Trump is at odds with Congress.
Well, it's a very, very dangerous situation. It's a powder keg, if we can call it this way. I think there are many elements. It's a multi-layered, it's a fluid situation. The Trump administration is facing something like really serious right now because internally there is no such consensus for war. There is no appetite. Nancy Pelosi yesterday said that there is no appetite among the American public for war. The other, like State Department and like Pentagon, they're also not keen so much for like a big-scale war, which things can lead to, even if it's not in the early calculations. As you said, there is a problem also in the leadership of the Pentagon right now. There is no one in the helm because Patrick Shanahan had like issues to be vetted from the Congress. So you take all these components plus the international scene, the Trump administration has created a lot of enemies and is not having the same consensus as, for example, George Bush Sr. or George W. Bush. So it's a different setting and it's a very dangerous one. And the key word here is miscalculation. Both sides think they are smart and they have like all these strategies, but at the end of the day, any small miscalculation can lead to a really dangerous situation.
How much support does Iran have?
I think Iran have been building its capacity and its armies for a moment like this. I don't think that the Iranians look for confrontation because ultimately it will be very damaging. It can lead them to a really serious problem and have their infrastructure completely degraded. So they know that, but at the same time they're doing whatever they can to be able to put a fight. And in this case, they have been arming themselves to the teeth from Russian sources, from Chinese sources. They have also developed their own industry of armament. It's no match for the US, that's for sure, but they will be able to damage, and I think what is the real place where they can damage most is the Arabian Gulf, where they can harm Saudi Arabia very badly. They can damage all the infrastructure over there. They can burn the oil fields. They can really bomb the place to the smithereens. And the Saudis are no match. Maybe they don't know that because MBS lives in another planet, but you know, ultimately this is what it will come to.
Both Iran and the U.S. say they have evidence to support their claims. Iran, that the U.S. drone was shot down over their territory. The U.S. saying that the drone was actually over international waters. Who should we believe here? And does it really even matter at this point?
Well, it does matter. I mean, if from a historical point of view, I would take the U.S. claims with a pinch of salt, unfortunately. I mean, we know the case of the U-2. It's an old case during the 60s where the United States claimed that this was just a NASA plane, and actually it was a CIA spy plane that was downed by the Soviet Union. We have another case in 2001 where the Chinese also had, like, on their own territory, a spy plane. I think even though Trump claims that this is documented, I don't think that this is the case, because if they are like that confident, they should release the trajectory of the airplane. I'm sure that it was above Iran at some stage, and this kind of drone is built exactly for this kind of missions, which is not just having some spying activities, but also to be able to wage electronic warfare. And this is why the Iranians, they don't it, because this is a very dangerous aircraft. It costs millions of dollars. This is not your usual $1,000 drone. This is not the Houthis drone. This is a $125 million piece of equipment. It's very developed and can cause a lot of damage.
Tarek CHERKAOUI, thank you for joining us.